Do you know how a car is assembled at the factory? After the main wiring harness is installed inside the cabin, what wiring and components still need to be added to the rear of the car? Let us continue learning how a car is built by hand. The part being installed now is the tire pressure monitoring control module. It is mounted on a locating bracket below the rear impact beam, and only vehicles equipped with a tire pressure display use this module. Back inside the cabin, the rear wiring harness has already been routed into the trunk. The wiring clips and antenna amplifier harness are secured and connected, followed by the ground wire on the rear parcel shelf. The main wiring harness clips inside the C-pillar are then fastened, and the C-pillar side impact sensor is connected. The remaining wiring clips are secured, while on the right side the antenna harness beneath the rear seat cushion is arranged and connected to the KC antenna. After connecting the shark fin antenna, the rest of the harness clips are locked into place. Moving to the trunk, the lower sunroof drain hose is connected first. The drain tube is routed through the body opening into the floor panel. The left tail light wiring harness is then secured along the factory mounting holes on the left side. The rubber sealing plug must be installed correctly, or water can leak into the trunk. The wiring on the right side is more complicated. One harness is for the evaporative emission system diagnostic pump. Another is the right taillight harness. The connectors routed underneath the car are for the rear parking sensors, the keyless entry system, and the antenna. The remaining connector inside the trunk is for the electronic fuel door lock. Next, the trunk light and the high-mounted brake light wiring are secured to the rear parcel shelf, and sound insulation pads are installed inside both rear side panels. The main rear hatch wiring harness is then routed through the left side of the parcel shelf into the trunk and secured along the left hatch hinge. This harness includes connectors for both inner tail lights, the hatch latch, the hatch release handle, the backup camera, the license plate lights, and the electronic hatch lock, which is connected at this station. At this point, all rear wiring has been installed. Back inside the cabin, the center dashboard support bolts on both sides are tightened first. After that, the seat occupancy sensor and the seatbelt buckle are secured. The protective wrap around the center dashboard harness is opened, and the left side harness is routed along the center tunnel. This connector is for the rear center armrest universal serial bus port. On the right side are the air conditioning drain hose and the airbag control module connector. Next, a power tool removes the temporary nuts from the welded studs. The negative ground wire torque protectors are installed. The ground wires are secured in place, and the nuts are hand tightened again. Later, every ground connection will be tightened to its final torque with an electronic torquer wrench. If you had to name one of the most valuable safety components inside a car, the curtain airbag would definitely be near the top of the list. It consists of an inflator, an airbag, and a gas guide, providing passive protection for everyone inside the vehicle. The inflator is mounted first, then the airbag is secured through the factory mounting holes. This Jetta uses a one-piece curtain airbag that runs from the front all the way to the rear. After securing the front clips, the inflator screws are tightened and the control connector is attached. Two rear bracket screws are installed next, and the rear end of the airbag is secured to its mounting bracket. Finally, the sunroof motor wiring connector is connected at the front of the roof. Now we move to the engine compartment. A reinforcement bolt is tightened into the body first. Then the windshield wiper motor assembly is installed on the right side of the cowl. After connecting the motor, 3 mounting screws are tightened with an electronic torque wrench. This vehicle uses a parallel windshield wiper design. Have you ever seen the single arm style? Next, a rubber body plug and the air conditioning line bracket are installed, followed by the electronic stability program mounting bracket on the frame rail. 3 nuts are installed by hand first, then tightened to the specified torque with an electronic torque wrench in the required sequence. The electronic stability program unit, which already has 1 brake line attached, is mounted onto the bracket. The brake line is routed to the brake master cylinder and hand tightened. Another nut is secured onto the firewall stud. Then the second brake line between the anti-lock braking system pump and the brake master cylinder is installed and hand tightened. A specially designed electronic torque wrench is then used to tighten the brake line fittings to specification, followed by tightening the frame rail ground connection. These ground wires form the negative side of the electrical system, using the vehicle body as the electrical return path. The brake lines running from the anti-lock braking system pump to all 4 wheels are installed next. The first 2 lines go to the left and right rear wheels and will later connect to the chassis brake lines. The 2 shorter lines go to the front wheels. Each fitting is hand-tightened first, then finished with an electronic torque wrench. Once every brake line is secured, the electronic stability program control connector is plugged in and all 4 brake line fittings are tightened to their final torque. After that, the locating bracket on the right frame rail is installed. It will later support the high and low pressure air conditioning lines. Several mounting clips are then installed on the firewall. Some will hold the engine compartment heat shield, while others prepare for wiring such as the oxygen sensor harness. Finally, an isolation pad is installed between the 2 rear brake lines. The vehicle is now powered on, and diagnostic equipment is connected through the onboard diagnostics port. After the MFT system scans the vehicle information, it performs an automatic electrical inspection called Vehicle Production Evaluation. This process downloads the anti-theft software and completes the hardware initialization. The final station on this production line applies the vehicle identification barcode labels. These labels are like the car's birth certificate. Even one incorrect letter could cause registration problems. Besides the label below the windshield, matching labels are also applied to the right A-pillar, the hood, the rear hatch, and the rear cowl area.